Welcome back everyone. I am Shoptaporni from BioLive. Hope all of you are doing very well. So today in this video we are going to focus on classification of chordates. Okay. And for UG Zoology syllabus of Calcutta University, it will be according to the J.Z. Young 1981 from the Life of Vertebrates. Okay. Following the Life of Vertebrates. So first of all, see here. Phylum Chordata is divided into 4 subphylum, namely Hemichordata or Stomochordata, Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata or Acrania, and Vertebrata or Craniata. In this video, we are mainly going to focus on the classification of all these subphylum according to your syllabus. But in this video, we will not discuss about the characteristic feature of all the phylum or class or subclass, okay, or orders. In other respective video, we will discuss that. And for the characteristic feature of phylum Chordata, I have already made a video. You can watch that also. Okay, I will give the link in the description box below. Okay, so let's see. Subphylum Hemichordata or Stomochordata have 2 class. Okay, for each subphylum you have to learn till their class. Okay, their characteristic till their class. So subphylum Hemichordata or Stomochordata has 2 class Enteropneusta and Pterobranchia. Class Enteropneusta consists of Balanoglossus, Saccoglossus, etc. whereas class Pterobranchia consists of Cephalodiscus, Rhabdopleura, etc. Next, going to the subphylum Urochordata or Tunicata. Subphylum Urochordata has 3 classes, living classes. One is Acidiacea, then Thaliacea and Larvaceae or Appendicularia. Acidiacea consists of Acidia, Siona, Dicarpia, etc. Thaliacea consists of Salpa, Doliolum, whereas Larvaceae or Appendicularia consists of Oikopleura. Remember that subphylum Cephalochordata has no class. Next, going to the subphylum Vertebrata. Very important from your exam perspective. Subphylum Vertebrata has 2 superclass. Superclass Agnatha, that means animals without jaws, and superclass Gnathostomata. Okay, superclass Agnatha can be divided into 2 classes. Petra Spidomorphi. Okay, this is the fossil form, so you don't need to learn this, okay, the characteristics of this class, but you need to learn the characteristics of class Cephalospidomorphi. In case of superclass Agnatha, you have to learn till their order. Okay, so superclass Agnatha has only one living class, that is Cephalospidomorphi, which has one order Cyclostomata, under which there are 2 suborders, Petromyzontidae and Myxinoidae. Okay, Petromyzontidae and Myxinoidae. Petromyzontidae consists of Petromyzon, Lamprey, etc. whereas Myxinoidae consists of Myxin, Delostoma, etc. Okay, now going to the superclass Gnathostomata. Superclass Gnathostomata has various classes under this. First class is Placodermi, but we need not to learn this class because it is a fossil form. Then there are 2 classes of fishes. One is Chondrichthyes, another one is Osteichthyes. Under class Chondrichthyes, there are 2 subclasses, Elasmobranchi and Holocephaly. And under class Osteichthyes, there are 3 classes, Acanthodidae, Actinopterygi and Sarcopterygi, but Acanthodidae is a fossil form. Okay, so for fishes you need to learn till their subclasses. Okay, now going to the next 2 class, Amphibia and Reptilia. See, for Amphibia and Reptilia you need to learn till their orders. Okay, so class Amphibia consists of 3 subclasses, Labyrinthodontia, which is a fossil form, and Lepospondyli, which is also a fossil form, so we don't need to learn these 2. We need to learn the Leas Amphibia. Okay, Leas Amphibia, subclass Leas Amphibia has 3 orders, Anuda, Urodela or Chordata, Gymnophiona or Apoda, or also known as Sicilia. Okay, now going to the class Reptilia. Class Reptilia has various subclasses, but most of them are in the fossil form. Okay, so only three three living subclasses are Anapsida, Lepidosauria and Archosauria. Okay, these three are the living subclasses of class Reptilia. So for class Reptilia we need to learn till their orders. Okay, so subclass Anapsida consists of order Chelonia, okay, which is a living order. Then subclass Lepidosauria consists of two orders, Rhynchocephalia and Squamata. Squamata has again three suborders, Lacertilia, Ophidia and Amphisbaenia. Whereas another subclass or Archosauria consists of another order, Crocodilia. Okay. Except these three subclasses, there are also three subclasses which are in the fossil form. Those are Synaptosauria, Ichthyophthirigia and Synapsida. These three are in the fossil form. Okay, so we need not to learn this. Then going to the class Aves. For class Aves, we need to learn till the subclass. So there are two subclasses, Archaeornithis and Neornithis. Okay, but Archaeornithis is a fossil form, so we don't need to learn the characteristics of this subclass. We need to learn the characteristics of Neornithis. Okay, Neornithis has two superorder, Odontognathi and Neognathi, but Odontognathi is a fossil form. Okay. Next, going to the most important class under superclass Gnathostomata, that is class Mammalia. For Mammalia, class Mammalia, we need to learn till the subclasses. So there are two subclasses, Prototheria and Theria. Again, subclass Theria has two infraclasses, Metatheria and Eutheria. Okay, so this is the overall classification scheme of phylum Chordata. Okay, of phylum Chordata and their respective subphylums and classes and subclasses and orders. Okay, whichever is needed from your exam point of view for Calcutta University, and all of these subclass is mainly based on the J.Z. Young's 1981 classification. Okay, I hope this video is going to be useful for your upcoming examination. If you find this video useful, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more such videos. In the coming videos, we will be discussing the classification characteristics of each of the taxons. Okay, so I hope this video is useful for you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy learning.